Chadwick Boseman was one of the most iconic and influential actors in the entire world, and what he portrayed through his characters on screen represented the rich history of a culture that wasn't often represented in Hollywood. And I'll never forget how hard the film world mourned when the news broke of his untimely death. Boseman was one of the truly great artists in Hollywood, and his voice spoke volumes to countless people around the world. So, the question was never, what sort of legacy did the actor leave behind? Because we know it's an amazing one. The real question is, how could someone so young have impacted so much of the world around him before, sadly, being stolen from this world? Chadwick was an actor that had gone on to portray some really iconic roles that helped to shape the way the black community is represented in cinema today. From his role as Jackie Robinson, the first professional African-American baseball player, to his portrayal of James Brown, the founder of funk, any job that the actor took seemed as if it had turned into gold. However, it's hard to argue that his most famous role wasn't as King T'Challa, aka the Black Panther. Not only was it one of the best superhero movies in the history of Hollywood, but it was also the first time that a black superhero was front and center in the MCU. The movie quickly made waves and became nothing short of a cultural phenomenon. Boseman became proof of what representation meant in movies, and showed us how important it is that little kids are able to watch movies and see someone that they can relate to as the lead. Things took a downward turn for the actor in 2016, when Chadwick Boseman was diagnosed with stage 3 colon cancer, which was information that he chose to keep close to himself. Only those really close to Boseman knew about his struggles. This included his immediate family and very close friends. On the other hand, hardly any of his co-workers on set knew about his fight with cancer, not even the directors of the movies that the actor had been working on at the time. The truth didn't come out about Chadwick's heroic fight with such terrible illness until 4 years after his diagnosis. It wasn't until the actor's death on August 28, 2020, that the world knew about his struggles. It was then that the world realized how truly great of an actor Boseman was. During a time period when he was likely going through multiple surgeries, treatments, and chemotherapy, he was still doing his best to provide the world with movies that will likely be viewed for generations. This meant keeping up with his rigorous training for his role as the Black Panther and keeping up with an intense acting schedule. According to ADDISON Henderson, the actor's personal trainer, while working on the iconic Marvel films, Chadwick was always giving it 100%. He said, "We rarely stopped moving during our sessions. We trained like we were going into the fight of our lives." But little did Henderson know, Chadwick was already in a fight for his. The directors behind some of Chadwick's most popular films have spoken up about the tragic loss, and when asked about their thoughts on the actor keeping his illness a secret, many of them brought up the same reasoning. Spike Lee, the director that was responsible for Da 5 Bloods, commented, saying that he didn't want me to take it easy. If I had known, I wouldn't have made him do the stuff, and I respect him for that. Which just goes to show you the type of actor that the late Boseman was. He was determined to give his best, whether it be out of respect for the director, the rest of the cast, or his fans. Keeping his battle with cancer a secret was also a good way to shield his fellow co-stars from having that thought weigh on their minds while they were trying to shoot scenes with him. Long story short, he wanted to keep his friends and fans happy. Boseman knew how important the characters that he portrayed in his movies were to his fans. Not only did we love to see him on the screen, but he knew that he represented something to a lot of young fans who often didn't get to see themselves represented on the big screen. So with every breath that he took while on set, he was dedicated to doing anything that was required of him. On top of all that, despite him keeping his own fight with colon cancer a secret, he was always very vocal about supporting the fight for others with the illness. Chadwick worked with multiple charities to help fund cancer research. This included working with charities for St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. According to reports, in the days leading up to his death, the actor even sent a message to a producer that he was working with that inquired about the idea of sending gifts to children who were fighting cancer. He was also noted by the Jackie Robinson Foundation to have helped them with the youth outreach program. And if that wasn't enough, in April 2020, just 4 months before his death, he donated $4.2 million of his own money to help hospitals that were struggling to fight COVID-19 in black communities during the pandemic. News of the actor's death was met with sadness around the world, with many of his co-workers and friends speaking out about the loss. Sterling Brown thanked Chadwick for everything he had done in a tweet that read, "I don't have words. Rest in peace, brah. Thank you for all you did while you were here. Thank you for being a friend. You are loved. You will be missed." Don Cheadle tweeted out a picture with the actor, captioned, "I will miss you, birthday brother. You were always light and love to me. My God." and the list goes on and on. It's clear that whoever was lucky enough to work with the actor had a tremendous amount of love for him, and he had love for them too. And his legacy is going to live on forever. With the release of Black Panther 2, we saw the tremendous effort put into honoring not only the actor, but the character that he brought to life for the MCU. And without giving you any spoilers, they did an amazing job. On top of that, his name will forever live within the Marvel video game universe, because in Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales, there are 2 nods to the late great actor. The first is a street named after him in the city within the game, Boseman Way and 42nd Street, and the other was a tribute to him following the credits in the game, to honor his memory. No matter how you paint it, Chadwick Boseman's legacy and all that he did for black representation in cinema are truly amazing. That's all for today's video, and remember, if you're interested in more videos like this one, make sure you subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you in our next video.